Today is the day. It's the start of tax season. And as the tax department and the IRS starts processing tax returns, business and development reporter Dan Gross spoke with a local CPA about what you need to know before you file this year.
David Young is a CPA and runs his own accounting firm. He says as you prep your taxes, check the basics. That's things like identification, income documents, stimulus payments and credits, and expense documents. Young says there's not too much that's different for individual filers compared to last year, but points to at least one potential change.
Is if your child tax credit could go up by a couple $100, the refundable portion of it. So it could go from $1,600 up to $1,800. So if you file early and they actually change the law retroactively, you would have, the IRS still will owe you $200.
Young says that if this applies to you, he says maybe wait to see if it goes anywhere in the federal government before you file. Also new this year for qualifying businesses, a transparency filing that is due in December. Young says CPAs can't file this form, but a lawyer can. And while you're doing your tax returns, he says this is a good time to get this out of the way. And most importantly, Young says to make sure that everything is correct and together before you file.
Make sure you just have all your documents. That's probably the number one thing that screws people up is they have a filing and then all of a sudden, oh, I forgot to add this, and they're going to get a letter from New York or the IRS saying, hey, you might owe more tax.
Young says that you should consider working with a CPA instead of filing on your own. Reporting, Dan Gross, News 8.